Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong episode 53. So we just got done with our little bloodbath that we had with the with everybody here, and well, now we're gonna go back to County Chain and explain to her about what happened. And honestly, I feel like I made the right decision. One guy was being an a-hole. The other guy was being. There's an audio commentary, but I don't think I'm gonna play it. It was really interesting to listen to, but it was also quite long. So maybe on some downtime I'll come back and play it. But I don't know. The guy double crossed me. If he was planning on double crossing me, I don't see how me finding out that he's gonna double cross me would have stopped him from double crossing me. And then we have Mr. Too big for his britches, who was just barking on about basically how I disrespect him or whatever. So I don't know. I don't want to give it to any of them, so that's the choice that I made. So I feel like it's the right one. It all comes down to one thing. At the end of the day, the only people you can really trust are yourself and your own team. Neither Taigap or Huang was on the up and up, and when push comes to shove, you're standing alone against any odds. Please, back to Huey, and hopefully better work. So I like the decision that I made. I feel like it was maybe not getting paid was because I do need some new weapons. But I mean, it's the principle of the thing. You just can't be like, "Hey man, I know you're gonna double cross me, but I still got you." Or like, "Hey guy, I know that you're basically trying to twist my arm behind my back. But I'm gonna side with you." Like, no way. But I'm pretty sure because if I had on a harder difficulty, I might not be so casual about taking on two enemy teams at once. But even on this difficulty, this is still challenging for me. So I'm a pretty bad strategist. So that's and even then, I'm still enjoying this game. Like, I'm not really good at strategy games. I typically try to avoid them, but I have been dipping my toes into them more because they have really good plot lines. So like, I really suck at a strategy here. This is why I'm playing it on easy when I would typically play things on normal. But even though I'm having to turn difficulty down, I'm still really enjoying it because like, that's a good story. Like, this story is amazing. Okay. And now to the level ups. This is the last one, I guess. Goblet formulates a new version of the haste spells that harnesses the latent wild magic of Hong Kong. Channeled haste increases a friendly target's AP for 1 by 4 rounds. When cast, Goblet's accuracy is increased by 15% in 4 rounds. There's a cooldown on other haste spells. That's really good because Goblet's accuracy really sucks. Goblet can now consume spirits and imbue herself with their power. Consuming a spirit hits Goblet for 20 HP. Total over 2 rounds, and her AP is increased by 1 during that time. I'm gonna be honest, that sounds a little better. I think I'm gonna have to go with that one. What's Izzy got for me? Isabel made larger now strips 1 armor with every normal shot. While Isabel is adapted to the Matrix, attacks on her physical body are reduced by 3 damage. Now, I try to avoid going to the Matrix as much as possible, so I'm not sure how much that will help me. But I'm gonna do Sabotage. Need to Force. Gain Cyberware. Shai Yi's Magnet Arm. Duncan has a magnetic arm installed, allowing him to throw back incoming grenades. That's really good. Duncan gains a new consumable item, a gas grenade. The grenade does minor HP damage, but it creates a cloud of choking blast that does HP damage to the affected targets. I'm gonna go with Lethal Force because I do like to put them close together, and I notice whenever I have them close together, they always throw a grenade. So throwing it back would be really good. Daichu gains an ability that lets him regenerate 6 HP per round for 3 rounds. AP costs 1, cooldown 2. That's really good, I like that. Daichu gains a katana attack that can hit adjacent targets. Plus 2 damage, cannot do AP damage. I like this one better. And that's it for everybody. And let me go turn in my mission. I'm gonna decide what to do with my karma after that. because I have the feeling whatever I choose to do with it next is probably what I'm gonna get locked into. Like if I choose to upgrade my gun, I'm probably not gonna be able to do uh, my sword, and if I choose to upgrade the sword, I'm probably not gonna be able to do the gun. So I have to think about that one to see which one I want to go for. No unread messages. Alright. Why did I click that? I don't want to read my old messages. I've already read them. Open the jobs directory. Claim payment for the Eastern Tiger data. Oh boy. Let's see what Kali Chang says about this one. You submit the job is finished and await the response. A few minutes later, a message pops onto the screen. I don't know how to describe this job other than by calling it a complete clusterfuck. You did the right thing, killing both Wright and Huang. I don't appreciate worms who try to stiff me, and I sure as shit don't like Lupa rings. Still haven't figured out how to say that. So she agrees with me, thank God. I'm glad. I have attached payment. Nobody paid me, but I'm sure I can sell the data and samples you brought back. Consider this your eventual cut of that sale. Alright, so she agreed with me. I'm glad. I'm actually not sure if that's good or not, because now I'm thinking on the same page as Colin Chang on how to handle Shadowrunner things, but at least she didn't consider it a complete clusterfuck in the sense of like my first mission, where it really just went really bad, and that was not good for anyone. What do you think about that last run? Wait, what a complete shit show. I thought that Connie was supposed to vet our clients to make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen. You could send her a strongly worded letter. I wouldn't bother her right now. She's probably furious. Someone's gonna wind up on a one-way trip to the bottom of Hong Kong Bay. Yeah, that's part of her job, but no fixer can catch everything. I'll say the second one. Yeah, and this is gonna be me. I'm keeping my distance till all of this is blown over. All the same, between you and me, it's her own fault. If she hadn't dropped the ball, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. He shakes his head ruefully. I don't think I've seen a bloodbath like that since the Barons. Everyone dead but us. I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, but damn. I mostly went legit after Raymond took us from the Barons to stay away from massacres like that. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? Let's talk later. Anytime. These are getting really short because we're getting like towards the end, I feel. And I think that's all that's left is that mission where Chang was like, if you do this, you're not going to be able to do any other mission. Isabel glances up at you, her expression is grim. MS, I've come to a decision. I want these memories out of my head. They're an unpleasant distraction and I was happy without them. When this is all over, I'm deleting them. To hell with locking them away again. I'm going to purge my childhood altogether, shred the memories and move on. As an added bonus, it'll fill up a lot of headwear memory. I'm thinking that I could store some sense recordings up there. Maybe make it so that when I try to remember my past, I get summers on the beach instead of sorrow and pain. If you think that makes you happy, then I say do so. Do it. They're your memories and it's your decision. So rather than facing your past, you're gonna run away from it. Again. These memories are a part of you. They've changed you. Purge move and kill that part of you again. So you want to replace the truth with a fantasy. Honestly, I have to go with the third one. I do feel like they're a part of her, and honestly, I think if she didn't have that option of getting rid of them, that she would be working more to try to cope with them. Like, if you get what I'm saying. Oh yeah? Good. The part of me that knows this shit is better off dead. The rest of me would be a whole lot happier too. Yeah, sure, I saw shit in the Barrens that I'd probably be happy to forget too, but living through those experiences made me stronger. Good for you. I don't want to be strong. None of this is the price. I'm the one who has to live with this thing. Don't waste your breath telling me not to get rid of it. She squeezes her eyes shut, rubs the bridge of her nose between thumb and forefinger. Anyway, I guess that you hear more questions, right? Let's get them answered then. I got a question about the Walled City. Alright, go ahead. Is there anything you can tell me about the Yama Kings? Yeah, I got another one for you if you want it. I can't say whether this is based on any kind of truth or not. That's for you to decide. But it was always popular when I was growing up, especially with the other kids my age. You'll see why we liked it in the end. Alright, lay it on me. Okay, this one was about a boy named Gordon Yam and how he saved his mother from a fate worse than death. As the story goes, Gordon was the cleverest boy in the Walled City. He could steal whatever he liked without getting caught. He could sneak into any room unseen and could talk his way past any grown-up that might try to stop him. You get a picture. A real hero figure for the 9-year-old set. So one day, Gordon's mother fell ill. It was a bloody flux brought on by a curse and it was going to kill her. She told Gordon that he should accept her death. The curse had come from a Yama King, and there was no medicine that could prevent it from claiming her. She begged him to run to escape the walled city, and to use his cleverness to make a life for himself somewhere far away. Gordon loved his mother, and he refused to obey her request. Instead, he searched high and low for a way to save her life. For a long time, nothing came to him, but finally he happened upon an old man who told him about a powerful Yama King that could cure any ill for a price. This Yama King, one of the ones that you told me about, or a different one? Different. He doesn't have a name, or he did, but because of what happened, speaking it is taboo. The story is a little fuzzy on the details. We've always just called him the Nameless King. So Gordon went out in search of the Nameless King. He made his way through Triad territory, past the Thrill Gangers and the Organ Leggers. You know the drill. Eventually he made it to the inner walled city, where he found the Nameless King's court. The human servants of the Nameless King took Gordon to the stand before the creature they worshipped, and Gordon proposed his deal. Nameless King, he said, I need your help. My mother is dying of an ill that only you can cure. That may be so, said the Nameless King, but what is it to me? What will you offer me if I spare her? If you restore her to health, I will join your court in repayment. I, the cleverest warrior in the walled city, I will serve you loyally and well. The Nameless King was excited then, for he knew of Gordon's cleverness, and he coveted the little boy's soul. Gordon pulled a braid of his mother's hair from his pocket and held it out before the Nameless King. Lock my mother's hair, O king, he said. Cure her of this flux, and I am yours to command as you please. Nameless King worked his magic, and Gordon's mother was cured. So what happened to him? Did Gordon join the Nameless King's court? No. When the Nameless King turned on Gordon, he laughed in the monster's face. I have tricked you, Nameless King. My mother was the property of another of your kind. In curing her, you have robbed the Yama King of his dinner. The Nameless King raged and turned on Gordon, his razor blade fingers flexing wide. But before he could bring him down in a killing stroke, it was caught in the grasp of 1,000 hooks, claws, and fangs. The Yama Kings, all of them. You have stolen from your own kind, brother, said the Yama Kings. Her life was not yours to save. Gordon slipped away as the Yama Kings descended on their brother. He did not watch as they tore the Nameless King apart and bathed in his steaming viscera. He made his way back home to his mother, who was cured. Now it was the one time that living boy outwitted the Yama King. She stretched his, cracking her back. She cleared her throat awkwardly. And that's the story. Like I said, you can see why we liked it. It's basically a fairy tale and the little boy wins in the end. It's the only story about the Yama King that contains even a shred of hope. What do you think it means? I don't know. Probably doesn't mean anything. It's just a story, is all. You're the one who asked. Anyway, is there anything else that you want to know? That's all for now. Can you talk about something else? Please, to be honest, almost anything else would be preferable. Can you talk about that last one? I hate to be a downer over that mission, but I'm starting to wonder if kind of chain is slipping a little. The entire reason we give her a cut is to make sure that people that hire us don't have ulterior motives and don't screw us over. Connie dropped the ball on that one. Hard. I'm going to bet that whatever irritation Connie has over us killing the client and the gang of Koreans will disappear the instant she finds out just how valuable the data is. We basically handed her a bigger payday, and if there's one thing that can calm her down, it's cash. You made the right call. It was an impossible situation, and getting rid of both of them was the only sensible call you could have made. Anything else you wanted to know? I gotta go, Isabel. Sure, drop by any time. So, if she wants to go to memory, that's her choice, but I don't know, I just couldn't agree with her. Gavik glances up at the son of your approach, a slight smile crosses her face. Hey, pal! She puts her hands on her hips, sending madness scurrying. Are you ready for your next lesson? Absolutely. Hit me with it. Straight to business. She nods appreciatively. I like that. Good. This one is about people like Auntie Chain and why we need them. There won't be a Q&A station after this story, but I want you to listen up. It's important. I'm all ears. Alright, so here's the upfront lesson. Fixes are important. You can't just go out to a Johnson yourself and get a job. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. It's a bad idea all around. When you're own rate, why even bother with this big deal? You're giving someone a cut of your profits for no reason. Okay, go on. The reason why it's a bad idea to cut people like Auntie Chang out is because you need someone to vet your clients. That's important. It protects the whole team. He takes in a breath, lets it out slowly. You remember the lesson from last time? The one about Sui and the shiny object? Yeah. Well, after the run's over, we went back to the sinking ship for some R&R. Sui had told us that the client would be sending a boat to collect the shiny object. Would be sending a boat to collect the shiny object in the morning. All we had to do was keep the thing safe until the handoff. We were in a celebratory mood. We killed an evil wizard and stolen the priceless artifact. A good night's work by anyone's standards. Honu and Egret got good and drunk in record time. Sui went back to his cabin with the shiny object to, I don't know, stare at it for a while or something. I retired to my cabin and crashed out. It'd been a long night. I remember waking up to sounds. Yelling, maybe? I was groggy and they were far away. I couldn't quite make them out. The clock said 4:30 a.m. People were always partying on the raft, partying loud music, shooting off fireworks, that kind of thing. So loud noises early in the morning weren't unusual, but something felt off somehow. Off? How so? It's hard to describe. A queasy feeling in the pit of my stomach and an elevated heartbeat, rapid, shallow breaths. It was a lot like a panic attack, really, not the kind of thing that you can sleep through. So I got up to investigate. If anything was wrong, I wanted to know. And if it wasn't, I figured that I might as well get in on the party. I stepped out to the hallway and my foot slipped. I came down, landed on my ass, and found myself sitting in a pool of blood. That's not good. She shakes her head, grimacing. No, it was pretty bad. So it was pretty obvious by this point that something had gone horribly wrong. My first thought was that the shiny object might have, I don't know, unleashed something. After what I saw it do in the warehouse, I wouldn't have been surprised. I shook that off pretty quick, though. I knew what this was. Our client was playing us. He hired us to steal the thing, and rather than paying us for the job, he sent another team to take it away. Given what happened at the warehouse, I assumed that the shiny object was to blame. So what did you do? I got up and beeline from Albina's cabin. She was the closest thing that the sinking ship had to a leader and the strongest rat shaman in the raft. I go to her, why not head straight to Sweet's cabin? She stares at you blankly because I'm not an idiot. Sorry, that wasn't aimed at you, but think about it for a second. There was a retrieval team coming for the shiny object and they were strong enough to handle Sweet while he was holding it. What chance do I have of stopping them? I figured it was time to bring out the big guns. Malvina was the one whom I could get them from. I passed up some pretty bad stuff on my way down to Malvina's cabin. It was old man Schwann's vault all over again. The torn up bodies, the blood-streaked floors. I saw people being cut apart with machetes, scorch marks on the container walls. She bites her lip, grimacing at an unpleasant memory stewing in her head. Deep down in the pit of my gut, I could feel the thrumming vibration of the shiny object, that heartbeat feeling I had in the warehouse. It was back and stronger than ever. Whatever that rock was, it was awake. I kind of figured that hanging on to that thing was a bad idea. Did you make it to Malvina's cabin? Yes. I burst through the door, all ready to spread the news, and someone smashed a gun into my face. It was Cadmus, my friend. He jammed the muzzle of his super warhawk to my cheek so hard it hurt, and grabbed me by the belt with his other hand. I wasn't going anywhere. Just over his shoulder, I saw Malvina. She didn't look amused. Nothing still be Huey. Every comes under attack. Don't start knocking down my friend's doors. Did they think that you were in on the attack somehow? Yeah, only it wasn't an attack. Our client had nothing to do with it. Turns out there was no client. Sui had lied to us, and by stealing this shiny object, I unwillingly given him what he needed to permit a mutiny. She pauses for a moment, gathers her rats in her hands and shifts to her shoulders. They scurry over the leather of her coat and whisper into her hair. As it turns out, betrayal hurts, Seattle. Malvina felt it, and I felt it too. Sui had been a friend I just risked my life to save his. Like 4 hours ago. He tricked me into helping him do something unthinkable. Why do you think he did? Why all of this over a heap of junk floating in a bay? So what did you do? What could I do? I didn't have a whole lot of options, and Cadmus was kind of on edge, like red-faced and screaming, so I opened my mouth and I fast-talked my way out of it. I started off by doubling down on my loyalty to Malvina, Cadmus, and the status quo on the sinking ship, swearing my undying friendship. You know the drill. I did a good job of it, but it still looked a little iffy. Iffy with a warhawk is bad. So I volunteered to prove myself by stealing the shiny object back from Sui. That follows, I guess. I mean, he only had it because of you, right? That was brave of you. I know, right? Not my style at all. But then I didn't really have a choice. I inadvertently helped to arm the bastard who was tearing our friends and neighbors apart. I don't think I could have cleared my name without taking his weapon away again. It was a hell of a night. I don't want to get into many of the gory details. Friends died. Hell, friends killed each other. It was brother against brother, all that jazz. And Sui's indiscriminate use of the shiny object led a lot of things into this world that shouldn't have been. So, did you wind up stealing anything back from Sui? Yes, it wasn't easy, but I got it. How'd you manage that? Lies and misdirection, trickery, rat help. Some of the things that Sui let loose actually came in handy. He summoned so many of them that he couldn't hope to control them all, and that gave me an opening to use them to my advantage. I managed to trick my way past Sui's supporters in the astral menagerie that he summoned. It wasn't easy, but I did it. Then I stole the shiny object, and I was right with the world. And yeah, I'm intentionally glossing over some of the details. I had to do things I'm not proud of, and people died because of it. But I got the damn thing, and I got it back to Malvina. What happened then? Long story short, my Mina put the shiny object to better use than Sui ever did. She took the thing like she'd grown up using it. She took to the thing. We still lost dozens of people, but Sui's side lost more. Captain was repeatedly wounded, but he pulled through. After the skirmish, my Mina held an assembly. She told everybody there that there'd be new rules for life on the raft. Anyone who refused to follow them could leave, and if you broke them, you were done. The rules of the sea and all that. After the pronouncement, she turned on the surviving mutineers. Tony was one of them. He'd been in on Sui's plan the whole time. She didn't kill them, but she did exile them from the sinking ship. And for people in our economic bracket, that was as good as a one-way trip to the Walled City. I'd be willing to bet that they're all dead by now. In the wake of Mombina's ultimatum, 5 survivors left the sinking ship. I was one of them. Why did you leave? I wouldn't have hung around either. Why did you leave? I had to go. We may have washed the blood off of the decks, but the energy of the sinking ship had changed. It wasn't the carefree haven that I loved anymore, and as sensible as my Venus rules were, I wasn't up to living under them. We parted on good but sad terms, and as you'd expect, we drifted apart over the years. It's funny, I haven't even thought of my being an order sinking ship in years, not until I decided to teach you your previous lesson, and it all came flooding back in. She pauses, turns to you. That's the story. It's finished, but I want to circle back on the lesson that I gave you up front because it's important. We need Auntie Chang to bring us work. That's obvious, but we also need her to keep us honest, to be sure that we, on the team, are playing straight with one another. Auntie Chang's reputation rides on the legitimacy of the jobs that she brings us, and that, more than anything, is why we need her. If we didn't have Auntie Chang or someone like her, we'd eventually tear ourselves apart. It happened on a sinking ship, it could happen again in Healy. So anyway, that's the lesson. If you got follow-up questions, go ahead and ask them. Any thoughts on that about that last one? God was expressing darkened, and she flipped some ropes of her hair back over her shoulder. You know, everybody says it's bad form and it's back out on the job. What about if the Johnson decides to lie and screw you over? Everybody seems to accept that as standard procedure. Drives me up the damn wall every time. Deciding to gun him down wasn't a move I expected. Seemed to have worked out, though we sent a message not to mess with us, and also we're not the kind of people to take lightly with the county to threats. She flexes as if to show you how big her arms are. Don't mess with us or we'll put you down. Boom! I like it. So what else do you want to chat about? Thanks, Gabbett. No problem. Come back anytime. So I'm ending the video here because we are a bit over time, and I'll be coming back and I will most likely be starting that final mission that Connie Chang is on about. And I'm gonna upgrade off cam, so I'll talk about that when I first come back, all the stuff that I chose. And if I decide to go gun or sword, take your guesses. What will I choose? But like I said, I end the video here. If you like the video, comment and subscribe below. Thank you guys for watching, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.